It's Kilobyte here. Yep. Rear coilovers. So I just finished putting on the front. Now we're moving to the rear. There's coilovers along with the front shocks. Start off in the, well, you got to jack it up. Jack it up, use jack stands, be safe. Disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm showing you how I am doing the coilover change and trying to give good detail. If it is helpful, please like, subscribe, comment. But if you mess up yours, it's not my fault. So I've already removed the lining inside the trunk. This is the pieces out of it. It is very simple. It uses these little pins that of course have to drop, except for the one in the back middle. And just remember where they go when you put them back. On the piece here, I didn't have to pull that out. I just had to pull have my hand in here, side forward, so I could pull a pin on this side and the same on that side. So now we have 10 mil bolts that we got to take out. That's going to get us better access back there, and we have access but no light back there. Woohoo! Yeah, that's a fun one back there. So we got everything out of the trunk. What I suggest, do the front, break the front one loose, and it is pretty tight. May have to get another wrench to hook on add some leverage. Or is it leverage? There it goes. Woo! Get that one loose. Be sure to get your wrench off of it before it gets too high, or it's going to pinch your wrench. That one's loose. I'm going to go ahead and break the other one loose. Try not to destroy my stuff here. These will be replaced by the ones that come with the, well, with my coilovers, they're getting replaced with new ones that came with it that lock. So next, go ahead and remove the end link. I've already removed it. I wanted the pre-play for doing the other side. That is a 14 mil. And by the way, this little spot, that's a 5 mil Allen key. Next, we want to remove the bolt under the bottom of the shock, 17 mil. The nut is welded onto the shock. So just getting this loose, there we go, it's completely loose. So the instructions say, remove the 2 upper A-arm bolts. You don't actually have to remove them. It also doesn't say which 2 to remove. You want to remove the back ones or the ones up at the front? It doesn't actually say. However, because I want to break all of the bushings loose, I will go ahead and loosen all of them. Here, I'm going to loosen this. So what I am going to ultimately do, sure does feel like they're more than the torque specs, but nonetheless, what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually break loose every single bolt that has anything to do with this suspension, with two exceptions for each wheel, and that is the ones that have the alignment pieces. I'm not going to remove those, and I do have a reason for that, because those will in fact get taken care of when I get the alignment done. And so I'll do them then. I apologize for the light. It's not not real good. Like I say, I am breaking all of these loose. Right, where are we? Are we done yet? There are so many. Well, let's bring it on. Oh, that one's a pain. There's so many bolts on here. This one's going to be fun. It's very tight, and getting leverage is difficult on this one. So I hope it's worth it undoing all these. I'm not undoing them all, I'm just loosening them. Woo! And nope. May have to get a breaker bar. Woo! What a pain. It's already loosened up so much that that's what I just did. I'll do this one. Yep. Okay, I think I got them all. Whew. I hope you could see all those. Do you have to do all of those? I don't know. You know, you got to reset the bushings to the new ride height where you're going to wear on the bushings. So I'm covering my bases. Did I get this one? Yep. Okay. Got them all. So push up. Bring this back. Lower it. Pull it out the front. Don't hit your fender. Stock one's out. Now just reverse it, torque everything. You're done. Congratulations. So this is from the right side, rear. I have loosened up everything except the ones that have an alignment, the little washer thing, the alignment washer. I've loosened up all of those. And I have the suspension, have it up on the suspension. It's off the jack stand just barely. My tape measure would quit shrinking. Yep. $12 3/8. Granted, it would be out here, so it'd probably be even a little less than that. I need to extend the rear shocks a lot. So with the right rear being so short, I wanted it more like 13 and a half. So what we have here is the other one. I've already extended the one on the car. I'm going to show you here. Hopefully you can see it better. What you got to do is break this loose. Screwdriver through here helps. Break that loose. Measure caliper. I measured right here, and 22.5 it looks like, and that's what I wrote down, so that must be right. I need to add, so it's 12 3/8. I'm going to add about 1 1/3 inches, which is 33 mil. So I'm going to add to the 25.5 mil, 33 mil, and if my math is right, that's 55.5. So what we do, well, I guess it'll do it pretty easy since it's not on the car. If you're doing this on the car, have the suspension down. So what we're going to do is we're going to let this come out for 33 mil additional. And when you tighten this, you're going to get like another mil or so. Be warned about that. So I'm at 38.3. And I need 55, so we're going to keep going. You do want to make sure that you don't overextend this. There is a height limit, and in the manual, look at the manual, I believe it said it's 57.1, so we got to go back a little. I believe it said 25 mil. You got to have 25 mil here, which we're fine with mine. 53.9, 55.9, so we'll go in just a little bit. 55.2, 55.5. So what I'm going to do is just move it just a little back, and I'm going to tighten this back in. Remeasures 55.0. I need, that's a little too much. Okay, so then we take our wrench. And believe it or not, this is easier to this part on the car. Okay. $55.3. That's pretty darn close. We'll see what it looks like on the car. And that's the bolt that came with this. But now, we're ready to slide that baby in. So as I did with the front, I got the, you may not be able to see it, the little plastic film piece. That was at the top of the shock, and I'm just wiping this off, getting any dust off of it without tearing it up, hopefully. And this will go, really, there's your magnet on the light. So we'll go over and onto the top of the coilover. Now we need to slide the bottom in like so. Make sure you got the sticker that you want it to show in front, not that anyone will see it. goes down. You notice I already installed the extender, the extension. Be sure to slide it, push it forward, and through the holes. Now have your partner helping you out to secure that. Oh, shoot. Mine didn't show up. So, I am going to line it up as best I can, bring it down here, put the bottom bolt in, there, so that will sit there. So now that we got this here, now we need to lift. We got to put a jack under the A-arm suspension here. Doesn't really have A-arms in the back, but nonetheless, we'll still put a jack under it. Okay. So as you raise the hub assembly here, you've got to line up the holes up top. This would be a lot easier with two people, and you could just lift a little bit, but you can still do it if you're by yourself. So there. The top is now in. I am going to raise this till the jack stand loses weight. So just enough. And I have the bottom bolt is in the shock in the coilover, so it is held. Okay, it just lifted weight off of the jack stand. Now, there we go. Bounced a little on the trunk, back of the trunk, just to make sure it ain't going anywhere, and to try to get the bushings to readjust. It may not have been enough to make any difference, but there we go. We're done. No, we're not done yet. Now we start tightening things up. Let's go with the top. They're 14 mil. You want to use the ones that came with yours. If they came, they have the the bottoms that will somewhat lock. They're kind of locking ones. So you can put those on. Bit of a bear, that one on the front. Well, no, don't drop it. You'll never. And I almost lost it. Okay, I won't even kid about that now. Difficult child. There we go. Got them started. You're going to have to use a 14-inch wrench. 14-inch. Big wrench. 14 mil. Wrench to tighten it. So you want to get it good and tight. So I kind of got it good and snug. Now I'm going to put the torque wrench. 34 to 40 for these top bolts or nuts. So I have mine set at 40. There it went. 40. Now we're gonna see if we can tighten this anymore. You don't have a lot of grip. There's stuff in the way. I don't know if that's 40, but that is pretty tight. And we will want to check them again later, after we've driven a while, but before the alignment. Now a bit of the fun part. There is a reason that the rear Bilsteins had the nut welded on, because getting a wrench on here is a bit of a trick. It's not that bad, but for assembly purposes, I'm sure it was a lot easier for them to just have a nut on it. So you're going to get it started, and you want to use a long 3/8 extension and work it through there, and then get it on to the nut. You will then use uh, 3/8, and you'll get your 17 mil for the other side. Oh, and that nut is 3/4 or 19 mil. So it is a little odd all the way around. The lower shock, so the numbers I'm using is 49 to 59. This is from the manual for the ND. There's like 3 different numbers I have seen for lower shock. 40 to 47, 57 to 76, but in the manual it's 49 to 59. I'm using 55. It's just like the front, and I'm guessing a lot of it is because the torques changed between the NC and the ND, and people didn't update their numbers. It does make it really confusing, and they probably need to review their numbers on their pages. $55. Lower shock. Boom. I'm saving the end link for last. This is going to be a bear to edit, I'll tell you that. This one, 49 to 59. Let's go ahead and torque that since we're on this side. Torquing it to 55. The other end of this one is one of the alignment bolts, so I did not touch that one. It'll get fixed when I do the alignment. It'll have to last till then. One trick, if you have some, used to use whiteout. I don't think you can get whiteout anymore. Use a marker. Of course, I left it on the other side. Use a marker to put a mark on the bolts and nuts that you have already torqued. Up here, from here to here, those are, the top one is 48 to 57, the bottom one is 49 to 59. We're going to go with, guess, 55. Almost all of these are 55. And as you can see, I had them loosened up pretty good. $55. $55. Where's this one? This is Did I do that one? See, remember what I said about marking it? Yeah, I did that one, and I just did it before this one. So I still have this and this to do. That's those. So 48 to 57, and the front one is 48 to 57. How can I get my wrench in there without it and being able to turn it? Now, torque wrench is not going to work. It's too long. So we're going to use a 1/2 inch. Oh wow. You just don't get any, you can't move it. So I have a 6-point socket so that they're nice and strong, but it limits your ability to put them on the bolt or nut. All right, we're going to torque this to 55. Oh, oh boy. Woo! Feels like 55. Yep, feels like 55. Wow. Good luck with that one. That's a backbreaker. 55. So, what do we have left? Oh yes, this and this. Remember about marking them? Save yourself some time trying to figure it out. This one, 48 to 57 for this one, and the inside one is an alignment one, so I didn't touch it. So we're going 55 again. I said almost everything is going to be 55. Almost, but not all. And the top one, 49 to 59, with the back one being 49 to 59. How about that? So 55 foot-pounds. I should say these are all foot-pounds. 55 foot-pounds. Okay, did I mark everything? Everything marked? Pretty sure I got everything. Yep, we're good. If not, we'll find out now. So because the other side has its end link already, it's still disconnected. I will go ahead and connect this one. Now this is just the stock end link, so there's no adjustment. $5 mil Allen key, 14 mil nut. Now, there is a torque spec for these, which is 26 to 29 for the rear. Front is, interestingly, 32 to 38. So we will tighten them reasonably tight. There you go. While we're here, I'm going to check the top one. Really? Somehow I turned it backwards, of course. No, I did it right. I just have no room. Alright. So don't break your wire. Okay, that's good and tight. Alright. Now we're going to drop the suspension. And we're going to check our preload. To set preload properly on a coil spring that is installed on a pair of coilovers, a coilover, you gotta, don't push, what you're looking for is the start, is to see if you gotta have just enough play removed. Now here's the trick. If I push up from here, I'm lifting the bottom of the coil. Well, that's because it's a 4.5 kg coil per millimeter. I can easily put that much pressure on it just by doing that. So what you want to do is push from the top, and you see it's not moving on the bottom, so that's where I'm starting. And then I measured with a caliper from here, bottom of this one, to that ridge. It doesn't necessarily, you don't have to use those. It just has to be consistent from somewhere down here to somewhere up here. Now I'm going to raise this 4 millimeters. That's going to give me 4 millimeters of preload. There it is. Everything is installed. Swaybar end links in. I hit it with some T9. You can also use arc, which Meister R does sell arc. And that's if you're going to use, if it's a daily driver type thing, you want to get some protection on them. And I tried to tighten up that nut down there, that bolt, a little more after dropping the suspension. And woohoo! Put the wheels on, drop it, see how it looks. I'm losing my light, but the rear is done. Well, I actually didn't put the carpet stuff in the back and the trunk. I'm going to leave those out for now. The back wheels, this is just lowering it from the jacks. 14 mil, that's with me having raised it 33 mil of additional ride height, but I expect them to settle, and the back will most likely settle more than the front. We'll see. But it looks pretty good. Like I said, the backs were actually 14 and 13 and 7/8, so very close. And let's see on this side. And there's that gap on the back. Not too bad. It will be better, you know, once it's settled. And I still got to adjust it. You have to adjust these again. The front, right front 13 and 1/8 inch, left front 13 and a 1/4 inch. That is without me touching the height of the coil. But it has definitely gotten rid of the 4x4 look. I like it already, and I haven't even driven it. Oh yeah, this will be fun. I'll let you know how that is. Hope that was helpful. If so, please like, subscribe, comment, and good luck with yours.